Okay. I'm on rant mode. Healthcare. Come on now. What are we doing? What's going on with America today? You know, I'm sitting here, I'm paying my insurance deductibles monthly and all, and I'm having to fly through hoops to get my hand surgery paid for. Now I'm fixing to have a hysterectomy and arguing over whether they're going to pay for that or not. I mean, come on. You know, I'm spending these people almost $100 a month. You know, where's that money going? Why aren't, then our government wants to come over and take health care, which, don't get me wrong, I agree with a lot with different health care programs, but the problem with America today is greed. You got pharmaceutical companies that charge third world countries one price, and then they charge Americans out the butt to try to make up the difference. I don't think it's right. I mean, you can regulate utility industries, you can regulate, all these other industries. How come we can't regulate the pharmaceutical market? I mean, every other day you got a new commercial coming out on TV sitting here saying, if you took this drug, contact the law offices of so-and-so and so-and-so. Do they not research this stuff before they put it on the market for American people to try? My mom, took Reduxin Fen-Phen for over 2 years. It was released that she wasn't even supposed to take it over 6 months. She's still finding out health problems that she got off of that shit. Stuff. I get really pissed when it comes to healthcare. The pharmaceutical the insurance companies, we're sitting here, the average American person pays between $30 and $45 a week for insurance. Some less, depending, some more. My company, I've been with my company 5 years. We've had 3 different insurance companies. The last one we had, Aetna, I don't mind dropping names, dropped us because they weren't making enough money off of us. They had to pay too much out. Thought that's what you're supposed to do. Anyway, so now we get this new insurance company. I'm not dropping their name because, I want them to still pay for shit. But, my benefits got cut in half. My price went up by $10 a month. How that works, I don't understand. And then, for a vital surgery, they're going, they're sitting here saying, oh, wait, we may not do that. We'll only do this or this, and you gotta pay for this. I think if a person needs a surgery, it shouldn't frickin' matter. Now, if it's gonna be some junk type surgery, like a nose job, something that's not vital, then yeah. On my hand, I had a bone sticking out of it. I still had to pay over $300 up front before they put me under. And I had a bone sticking out. I bled in the ER for 2 hours before I ever even got seen. And then they didn't even give me a freaking pain pill. They're like, oh, patch this up, cover this up, you gotta see a specialist. Yeah. So it was $50 for the ER, then another $40 for the orthopedic surgeon that looked at it and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to operate on that. Come back in the morning. Then it was $300 up front. And then I still owe another $2,000 that they agreed to pay, that all of a sudden they're coming back saying, oh no, we can't pay that now. Because it was an accident and that could be covered by homeowners insurance. I pay you for medical insurance. A bone sticking out of my hand is a freaking medical emergency. I was bleeding. Then you turn around on top of it, and now I'm having I have to have a hysterectomy. My hormones are out of whack. I'm bleeding, 14 to 20 days straight. Sorry, I know that's TMI, but still. I'm on the verge of freaking going postal here, and they're arguing over whether they're going to do it or not. Excuse me? I'm paying you. And I have paid you. What happened to all my freaking money that I paid you for the 4 years I haven't claimed nothing? And then the HMOs and PPOs, they try to tell you what doctor you gotta see. All this. I'm sorry. What happened to my American right as a citizen to choose which frickin' doctor I want to see? No, I have to go through who my insurance company tells me I have to see. Then I have to take the preferred drug that they want to pay for. You know, because of all my hormones out of whack, I've been put on an antidepressant. And the one that works the best is like $80. There's no generic for it. And then, you know, so I try to settle for the generic one, not the generic, because there's not a generic. I have to settle for a lower grade one that doesn't work near as good, because that's the one I can afford. I'm sorry. This is the United States of America. You know? If I'm sick, I should be able to choose a doctor I want to see, and I should be able to take the medicine that he thinks I ought to have, or have any surgical procedure, and it should be covered because I'm paying my monthly premium. I don't care if you call it socialized medicine. I don't care what you want to call it. If I'm paying, I should have some say-so in my own health care. I shouldn't be given a list and say, here, you have to choose from these doctors, which all of them are shitheads on top of it. What if I like a doctor that's not on that list? You know, I'm from a small town. In this town, it's the buddy system. You know, this doctor will scratch that doctor's back. And this, you know, what if I want to choose a doctor that's not involved in all that political bullshit? But I can't go to him because my insurance says I can't. Why? Because they're in on the buddy system too. I think it sucks. And I don't care what type of reform they do. They're sitting here talking about taking away Social Security. Well, excuse me, are you going to pay over the $23,000 I've paid in on Social Security since I started working? I mean, I've had a job since I was 14 years old. I was babysitting 16 years old. I started working, you know, paying Social Security and paying income tax and all that. You going to give me that money back? I'm sorry, this government's going to hell in a handbasket. And they're sitting here saying it's the gays, it's this, it's calling it. No, it's greed. It's greed in the American business owners and in the American government. They raise the taxes, rent's out the roof because the land taxes is out of the roof. People can't afford to live. I'm sorry, I'm working 40 hours a week at above minimum wage, and because I'm single, I can barely make it. Something's wrong with that damn picture. Something needs to change. Anyway, this is my rant for the day. What do you think about the health care? Later.